Often we somehow want to wait for the government or some other bigger organization to actually do something about the um, the state of affairs of a community, whether it's health, whether it's environment, whether it's roads, whatever the issue. But the lesson that's been learned time and time again is that it's really communities that look after their own well-being. And in fact, this is what health promotion is actually trying to harness. And so much of this activity, I talked before about this circle of concern versus circle of influence, and essentially um, part of the process is actually to assemble the community to actually volunteer to do something about the issue rather than waiting for government. Now we saw this with the if you'll remember the case study with Julia's rusty nail, and we saw that in fact some of your suggestions pointed to the fact that perhaps the community needed to get together and have a cleanup, and that's exactly what we're talking about. And those activities not only just stay with the actual individual issue, but they are a process of actually developing community links and developing some sort of sense of community, which is very important. The stronger the sense of community within a particular group, the easier it is to run health promotion campaigns later on. So this is a very important community resource or human resources that we can develop in communities. And there are many organizations, many initiatives that have developed over time. Um, the Clean Up Australia, for example, is one such development that developed several decades ago and has been very successful in actually cleaning up the local Australian environment. But there's a couple of other examples here that are taken basically from the UK, but certainly the first two anyway from the UK. The third from Australia. But these are also examples where the community has taken charge of its own future in relation to this. So, in terms of just sort of bringing this unit on environmental sustainability as part of a determinants of health type discussion, we can see that through community involvement and community involvement towards environmental sustainability, there are a range of physical benefits that can occur. Now, this has been demonstrated clearly in activities like community garden, but strengthened endurance, the impact of fresh air, and also being more physically active can actually assist in pain management. So there's preventive aspects here, but also therapeutic aspects here that can actually decrease the impact of health problems on a community. Mental health, connection, self-determination, very important processes that can be strengthened through community action on a range of issues, not only environmental sustainability, but it's clearly something that's captured the imagination and priorities of a range of levels of government, and also communities, through processes like enjoyment, relaxation, anti-depression, decrease sedentary behavior, self-esteem, which relates to self-determination, skills development, which actually is a very important resource for communities, a sense of achievement, building of confidence, a sense of satisfaction, dealing with mental illness. So, in fact, not only preventing mental illness, but actually dealing with it once it's there. And of course, this very all-important factor for which there's increasing evidence that connecting with nature actually has a range of psychological benefits. The social connections that we discussed previously, very important not only for the present day projects but also in the future. Social skills development so that the community becomes more able to deal with a range of issues that require social connection, social capital. Being able to learn from others is a very efficient way to spread um, education, and also teamwork, because teamwork leads to efficiencies in delivery of services on a range of levels. And as I mentioned earlier in this um, session, this idea of circle of concern versus circle of influence. The idea is recognizing what you as an individual or as a community can do to address some of the issues that are of concern, the big issues that are of concern. Certainly volunteering, knowing where in your community the various issues are dealt with in terms of nature. Public transport is a big one. There are public transport opportunities and also active transport opportunities in cities, and being informed is probably one of the major activities that individuals can do. Actually knowing where activities are being concentrated, and if people can't be involved directly, there are a range of ways in which you can actually help those who have the time or energy to be directly involved. But even in the home, actually reducing your own consumption, whether it's goods and services, but also in energy. And the positive payoff for that, of course, is that you actually save money to be able to spend on other things. So there's a win-win situation here.